Yeah, we on a late night. Let's talk some boxing, man. This past weekend, we had the Spence versus UGAS. We had a couple of other fights, Conor Ben against Van Deerden. Um, and what's the repercussions of Spence TKOing UGAS in the 10th? Did anyone see that coming? Um, I thought UGAS would put a better foot forward, personally. But Spence, I'm glad that Spence had this performance because now that he's gonna probably fight Crawford moving forward, no one could say that the car crash diminished him or the displaced retina or anything like that. Ugas to me came into a good position because he beat a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao, who was still very game, but had seen brighter days. He was about to fade off into the sunset, and I'm kind of glad as a Pacquiao fan, that Spence or Crawford did not get the Pacquiao at that time because it would have been bad. But as far as the welterweight division, it's loaded. It's not as loaded as before because everyone is starting to weed each other out, with Crawford beating Porter and Danny Garcia talking about he's moving up to 54. It's kind of weeding itself out, and it's coming down to like a four-man group, really, if you really think about it. There's Keith Thurman, there's Terrence Crawford, there's Earl Spence, and of course there's JARON Boots Ennis. And to me, Ennis is the wild card because he could be the guy who I think is going to be the future face of the welterweight division. He's young, he's hungry, he got skills, and his skill set is crazy. He's been around the sport. He comes from a boxing family, so his IQ is high. I see him in the next, I say, 3 to 4 years really taking off. And I see Crawford, this Crawford versus Spence fight is like Crawford's last hurrah to the 47-pound division. He spent about 5 or 6 years basically sitting on the shelf waiting for fights because no one wanted to fight him. B, Bob Arum was his promoter, and Bob Arum and Al Heyman, I don't know what kind of dynamic they have, but Crawford was on the shelf for a while. To me, Crawford was the guy for the last 4 or 5 years. Everyone was saying Spence. Spence got more fights, and Spence got more promotion because he was on PBC side. So, it's interesting. But moving forward, I think Ennis is the guy. He's going to be the guy to take it next. And he's with a good team. I think he's with Showtime and things of that nature. So he has his dad is a good trainer. He's over there out of Philly. So I think Crawford is going to go to 54. I think Crawford is going to probably fight, saying that he passes Spence. He wants to go, probably even if he doesn't, he's probably going to 54. He's getting older. He's probably putting on more pounds genetically. So he's probably going to move up and test himself. And if he gets undisputed at 54, now you're talking about an all-time great. You know what I mean? Because I think Crawford started at 35, and he moved up to lightweight where he unified, and he unified at 35 as well. And then he sat at 47. Nobody really wanted to fight him. He wasn't on the PBC side, so we're gonna see how that plays out. But the welterweight class is still, to me, the class of boxing. You got some good young middleweights, but they're not there yet. You got Munguia. Lubin just fought Sebastian Fundora. That was crazy. Fundora's a cheat code. He's a cheat code. That dude is like what? He's like a power forward fighting at middleweight. But anyway, with the war in Ukraine, I don't know if Usyk has been training, and Lomachenko is on the shelf for a little bit. So you have the Tyson Fury fighting Dylan White. I heard Dylan White gave him the business as a sparring partner. So I guess he has that to hold his hat on. But you know how it is in boxing. Sparring doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? You really have to put that into action, under those bright lights in the main event. But I won't keep this too long. This is my overview of what's been going on. Let me get back to the Ugas Spence fight. UGAS did his thing the first 5, 6 rounds, but after that sixth, it was downhill from there. Let me put this on silent. UGAS was downhill from there because he kind of took it into like a sparring match, and I don't know why he did that because UGAS is a better fighter than that. But he really took it into like a sparring type match, and you're not gonna win that way fighting Spence. There's no way. You know what I mean? And Spence, to me, Spence is the fastest starter in the welterweight class. He starts off with that jab, that jab, that jab. Everything comes off of that jab. You know what I mean? And he knows how to move right to left really well. But Ugas, I'm surprised he got this far because he fights flat foot, and he doesn't have any head movement. He comes from the Cuban school of boxing, but yeah, like he probably not gonna beat Spence like that. So he doesn't have that much movement. He basically comes straight forward, jab, 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 and he kind of resets. He moves around. But Spence, yeah, Spence was Spence, and I'm glad he was Spence. So when he fights Crawford, like I don't want to hear anybody say, "Oh, Crawford got him at a good time when he was hurt. He wasn't the same guy." No, he's the same guy, and chances are that fight will probably be in Vegas. I don't know the splits, but as of right now, to most, it's a 50-50 fight. To me, it's a 50-50 fight as well after the performance with Spence. But then again, I don't know. I lean towards Crawford, man. Crawford got that dog in him. And Crawford is a switch hitter, as we know. But I lean a little bit towards Crawford. I think Crawford has a point to prove from all the bad blood and people kind of dissing him for the past few years at welterweight. Um, so I think Crawford, if he beats Spence, he's not going to stay at 47. He's going to 54. He's already calling out Charlo. I don't think he stays there to fight Thurman because Thurman ain't going to fight him. And Thurman ain't going to fight Spence unless Spence has another car accident, in my opinion. You know, and I like Keith Thurman, but he hasn't been active. He fought Barrios, who's basically a overblown 135er who got KO'd by Javante Davis. But yeah, boxing. I mean, it's in good hands. These young guys are starting to fight each other. It took a while, but it's finally getting there. So you know, I'm just coming here on the late night, sharing my thoughts about boxing here on the live stream. Like and subscribe. Play to Win Boxing. I got some more good content coming. Probably tomorrow as well. I got some interviews that I'm about to drop. Got more content. Got more interviews. And more Zoom interviews as well. I mean, I'm trying to reach everybody. I got everybody hitting me up. So we got some good things in store, man. Stay with me. Mess with your boy. Like and subscribe. Hit the notifications and comment. You know what I mean? Comment on any piece of content that I have out there as of now. And check for your boy, man. I got more stuff coming.